Um, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about that.
Well, Gordon, if you've got nothing else I want to add for this particular discussion, is there anything else you want to throw in? Any other links?
Not as such. I mean, I could start again, but we're running. This is quite a long episode, and we do want to try and wrap it up. So we'll leave anything else till another day, I think, and we'll look to wrap the show up.
I mean, I think the whole topic of the whole subject of FUD and the actions that Microsoft in particular have taken over the years, you could devote a whole week to. I hope.
In fact, hang on. Before I know I said right. Okay, hang on. Going back, just to take it full circle again, going back to the Russian thing. Just one final point on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
one of the things they said was Linux is not Russian, and there's me sitting thinking, I thought Microsoft was American. I mean, I didn't do that well in geography, but I thought Microsoft was American. I thought Windows was American. So Windows is not Russian either. So, I mean, the patriotic choice would be something from somewhere in that region. It certainly wouldn't be America. And unfortunately, with the monoculture of Microsoft being dependent everywhere in government and schools and all over the world, it's only patriotic for American customers. No one else. So
they have a very old trick that's been used by lots of companies to try to localize the companies and to make them feel very patriotic for just about any country. So they have Microsoft Russia, and they'll probably they'll write it in Russian, so it will look different, and they have a separate website with the RU suffix, and they also present the companies differently in different languages. They have the cards even trying to show it to be a subsidiary, and possibly technically it is kind of a subsidiary, but all of these things are supposed to make you feel like you have a very local company, and Microsoft takes care of jobs, and they have political power in the country this way too. So this is one of the things that enables them to be on panels on behalf of local companies, even though they are an arm of an American company. But again, that's not a Microsoft thing, that's just an international thing, so lots of companies do that.
Right, well, as I was saying, this is a subject we could probably talk for weeks on end about, so we'll wrap up. I hope everybody listening has enjoyed it. And I want to end on just something that a lot of Linux users and probably a lot of computer-interested folk will have already read, but to me this article highlights the power of FUD and the harm it can do to the community that it's inflicted upon. Now, just very briefly, this link will be in the show notes, but just to explain the story of what I'm about to quote. A teacher has confiscated a Linux disk of a student. Now, this disk has been sent by a chap called Mr. Starks, who does his bit for Linux by introducing new users and sending out disks to pupils, to anybody who wants one, to promote Linux and obviously show how great an operating system it is. Now, this teacher's found this student in possession of this Linux disk and subsequently confiscated it and sent Mr. Starks a letter back. And really, this just highlights the level of the damage that the FUD can do to people's mindsets. And this is actually what the teacher has said, and I'll quote her exactly. "No software is free, and spreading that misconception is harmful. These children look up to adults for guidance and discipline. I will research this as time allows, and I want to assure you, if you are doing anything illegal, I will pursue charges as the law allows." This teacher who's received this disk is convinced that free software can't exist. It doesn't make sense. And I think that really is the epitome of the result of the FUD that we see, that we mentioned today, or some of it. I hope people will contribute and maybe email us and give us some experiences that they've had of any FUD that they've seen by Microsoft advocates or any advocates of any proprietary systems. And today, after thanking Roy and Gordon very much for a very interesting show, we're going to end on Roy, who's going to be introducing the final track. So with further ado, I'll send you over to Roy, and he'll tell you what's coming up at the very end.
Yeah, I think it fits pretty well with the last discussion we had, because the name of the song is The Pretty Pride of Russia. It's actually a British song. And that's also taken from from a certain showcasting of artists from 2009. And that's an example of a person who is trying to promote his music and he wants to give it away for free, or at least this track was given away for free for you to share or for you to be introduced to the person himself. It also relates to the last point that was made by Tim about sharing being pretty much encouraged by quite a lot of people, contrary to misconceptions. And I think maybe Tim will correct me here. I think in a future show we intend to have quite a few guests that aren't all about Linux, and they might talk to us about issues of freedom and sharing. Is this true? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we also hope to have these certain shows where we don't have the news as the main focus of the show, especially if we do them quite frequently, the shows. We can have a special thing about a certain topic. We don't have the thing scripted. Even today's show, we don't have any notes in the show. But what we do suggest is that listeners who have a certain issue in mind that they want covered in a special show, it would be really appreciated if you could set us some like materials or pointers or suggestions so we can try and deliver something that's relevant and also of interest to individual listeners. So yeah, I'll just close the show and you listen to the track. I'll give the link to it in the show notes.
I look out from my window at the cotton fields below and wonder what it's like in England. And one thing's for sure, I'll get there in the end, once I've saved enough to pay my friend's kind friend. A man most eager to help, he said he'll find me a job and a luxury flat with other girls like me, and I'll have a salary more than in my dream to buy jewelry and fur and clothes. There's more to life than this. The whole world must be explored, and London is the perfect place for me to be adored. Yes, there's more to life than this. The world must be explored, and London is the perfect place for me to be adored. London town is where I'll go, and London town is where I'll grow. I'll learn to act and to sing and make my father proud. When I'm home, once I've grown, there I'll stare and want to go, to be like me, the pretty pride of Russia. There's more to life than this. The world must be explored, and London is the perfect place for me to be adored. Yes, there's more to life than this. The world must be explored, and London is the perfect place for me to be adored.